Hello everybody, here's Anna, also known as Anna Knita on Ravelry and Alina Knita on Instagram, and this is a knitting and crocheting podcast. I divided this video into chapters, so you can skip to the chapters you are more interested in and skip the ones you don't want to watch or listen to. Today I have to show you many finished objects, but none of these objects are made by me, but by my lovely knitting friends who organized a baby shower for me. And some works in progress. I will show you my knitting plans or the yarns I want to knit through next month. And I have a German word of the day, knit-along talk, and some InstaKnitNight questions. Oh, and reading and watching. I have this segment today again. So I would say, let's start with the finished objects. So I told you I have this Telegram group because many of you aren't on Ravelry anymore, and so we have a nice space online where we can chat with each other and share our projects and ideas. And many of these ladies decided to knit or sew something for our baby, which will be here in November, sometime in November. And first of all, I'm blown away by the generosity and the skill level of these ladies. It's amazing. So here is a sewing project. This is a pair of baby pants, which is very cute. And here you see the panda bears. And it's great because it's so big here in the bottom area. So I can because we use cloth, we will use cloth diapers, so we need more room in the baby pants and everything. Here is a very cute hat. I love this hat, and I think it will fit for quite some time because it's very stretchy, and you can do this. So, and isn't this detail very cute? I don't know the patterns of most of the projects, but if I know the pattern I will tell you. This is so stinking cute. This might be featured in the baby photo shooting we plan to do as soon as he's here. And these shoes, they are perfect. I'm not sure if I showed you before. I don't think so. Aren't they perfect? Oh, I love that. I know it's Malabrigo yarn. Here is a cute sweater with a perfect opening here at the top, so it's very big and wide. So I hope our baby boy won't feel uncomfortable pulling this when I'm pulling this over his head. I tried in my sweaters that I have knit to make the opening as wide as, so the neckband as wide as possible. Many people say babies don't like it at all if they get something pulled over their head. I get it. But you know, you can't only put cardigans on the baby. Babies always have had sweaters, so I hope it will work. But this will definitely work. And the stitch pattern is very lovely. Now we come to a pullover which will fit when he is approximately a year old, and I know the pattern name. It's the Anker pullover by Petit knits, and it's very lovely and soft, and again a great opening, but I think with 1 year it shouldn't be a problem anymore to pull something over his head, and the colors are perfect. Perfect. This one was on my knitting list, and now I don't have to knit this anymore. It's called Knubbelchen. I will link the pattern in the description box below. And this is so cute. I always wanted to try this pattern, and I'm glad that I have this in my hands now, so I actually can see it for once, and maybe I will knit another one for a future baby of my friends or so, because it looks like very much fun. Only the face is stuffed and the rest is flat. And the German word Knubbelchen, so there is the normal word Knubbel, and then the cute word with hen at the diminutive. So Knubbelchen. A knubbel is something like a knot, something, a bump, you know? And I'm sure it's called Knubbelchen because of these knots everywhere you tie into the knitted fabric. So it would be little knot in English, Knubbelchen. Knubbelchen, it's very cute. And last but not least to show you today, the last knitted object is a very cute, do you say romper? Or do you say, I don't know what you say to that actually. This is so cute. Look at this. Look at this. And it's very stretchy and very soft, so I think we can use it for a long time. So cute. So this was one sewing project and all the knitting projects, but here I have to show you something. This project really blew my mind. It must have taken this lady so much time to make this. First of all, when I unwrapped it, I thought, oh, it's a quilt, lovely, I don't have this yet, and it's the colors and the fabric, look at the cute bears. And then I opened it and realized that's not all, that's not even the main feature of the blanket. She cross-stitched this. I will try to give you some close-up shots of her cross-stitching. Wait. And it smells good. She even did back stitching. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. I know I will be afraid to wash it in the washing machine. Oh, it's beautiful. This is something I will never give away. I always confuse borrow and lend, you know what I mean. Sometimes you give your friends and family hand-me-downs, and so if you had a baby and you don't need the garments for now anymore, you give these as hand-me-downs to your friends and family, and you expect them to return them as soon as they don't need them anymore. Not with these things. Not with these things. Oh, no chance. No chance. I will keep them. Then there is another beautiful and so soft blanket. It feels like flannel. Here's the cute fabric. I love sheep on everything. I love it. And the other side looks like braided knitting fabric. And it's so soft and warm. Both sides are very, very soft. Our boy will be so spoiled. This, for example, could be a blanket I take with me to the birthing center, and he will be covered by this in the car seat, for example, when we take him home. And this one, oh my gosh, we would call this a crawling blanket. So it's a little thicker, and you can put it on the floor, and the baby can lay on the floor without, so because it's not so hard due to the thickness of the blanket, so we call it crawling blanket, Krabbeldecke. And the size is perfect, and the fabrics. I will show you the fabrics first. The polar bears, for example, and it's so soft. Moon, all in blue, perfect. He's cute. And the other side is so cute as well. You have all the different animals. So cute. And it's huge. this is so great. Oh, I love all these presents. They are so beautiful and they are made with so much love. And I can't wait to use them. I can't wait. Ah, it's amazing. And just, it's not a finished object, but I would like to show you anyway, because these came with the presents. I received these 3 skeins of yarn, and they look like hand spun, but I don't know. I have to ask the lady. And these are so soft, these two. Maybe I pair them together for something. And because I said, oh sorry, I didn't speak to the camera. And because I was talking about dishes and the perfect yarn for dishes in the past, in the group and I think on the podcast, I received this and I can't wait to cast this on. I think I will wait until the baby is here, because I assume if I even get the chance to knit when the baby is here, I need very easy, simple projects I can interrupt at any given moment, and Christmas dishes would be great. And this is the super size, so I should get 2, maybe 3 out of this. And another lady gifted me this beautiful cotton yarn. It's, I love this cotton. I knit with this before and it is so soft. It's so soft, and I know how it behaves in the washing machine already and in the dryer, that I could knit something out of them all. Or maybe towels, because nice soft towels are lovely too. And now the very last gift, and then we will look at my works in progress, is this knitting book. Oh, I have the first one already, and this is called More Patterns from Hogwarts and Beyond. That all is so pretty and generous, and I can't believe it. I have never met these women personally. I only know them through the podcast, Instagram, Telegram, and they decided to spoil me, my husband and our baby so much with these lovely handmade items. You know, I'm happy about everything people gift us for the baby, but handmade items are the top tier. So if someone makes me something, I'm much more grateful for that compared to buying the same item, because I know how much time and money was put in, and love and patience was put into that item, and you will cherish it so much. You know, a handmade item, you will talk about it in 20 years. Oh, do you remember when we received this and she made it? And yeah, you will hand it down to your children, and maybe even our children will hand it down to their children. Yeah, that's so lovely. It's amazing. Okay, let's start with works in progress. I was pretty monogamous on a new work in progress, but first I will show you the tiny other works in progress. I think this one I'm going to show you is new for you as well. I started a pair of socks for my husband, the last gift pair for his birthday or St. Nicholas or Christmas. I haven't decided yet. It's sport weight yarn by Opal. I'm using my sock knitting table that provides all the measurements and numbers for fingering, sport weight and DK weight yarn. And here it is. I decided to knit a rib, 2x2 ribbing, and then a broken rib pattern 3x1. I turned the heel already and stopped knitting on it just because of another project I started and wanted to finish in a reasonable time. And I'm using this fun progress keeper. I'm not sure if I showed you this sock. If so, I wasn't that far. Sport weight socks are very quick and this is very easy. I would like to finish it next month, because I would like to finish as many things in every area of my life, not only knitting, before the baby is here. But if this is still a work in progress when the baby is here, that's no problem, because first of all, it's a very quick knit and it's a very easy pattern. I don't have to look at something. I don't have to look up a pattern, a stitch pattern or something. So I could knit this even though, or even with a baby I have to care for. That's that. The other, the other work in progress is still the pair of baby pants. Oh, this is in this my lovely little Robin Cottage project bag. And this was in the Harry Potter bag as last time, because it's fall. Here's the yarn. It's again Lana Grossa Cashmere Meilenweit. I showed you in the last episode. And I finished this pattern doesn't, so it's usually a quick knit. I'm dragging it so long. I finished the first leg, and now I only have to knit the second leg in plain stockinette, decrease for the is it the cuff too? I have to do the decreases, then the ribbing and cast off. So this is a quick knit as soon as I work on it again, but for the next project I will show you, I put it aside. Again, I know I have trousers or pants for our baby. This is definitely something I really would like to finish before he is here. And I know I can do it because it's only stockinette and it's not so much anymore, as you can see. But even, again, even if I don't finish it in time, what I don't think, it wouldn't be the biggest problem, because I don't have to look at the pattern anymore, and it's only stockinette. But there is still time. It's the end. So today is... Do I have the phone here? Let me check. Oh yes, I have the phone. So let me check. Today is Friday, September 27th. So, you know, the baby can come within a range of approximately 5 weeks. So 3 weeks before the due date and approximately 2 or a little bit more than 2 weeks after the due date. But realistically, I think, realistically, is that a word? Realistically counted, he will be here sometime in November. That means I still have until the end of September and the entire October to knit the things I want to knit and finish the things I want to finish. Okay, and that's why I decided to squeeze in another baby blanket for my friend, because she is using hers. I made out of cotton acrylic, a cotton acrylic blend. She's using hers so much, and she is very knit and crochet worthy. Not everyone is that knit and crochet worthy. That I decided I want to make her a blanket, so her baby, a blanket out of wool, which is warmer for the now colder temperatures. And there's another reason why I decided to make specifically this pattern, but I will talk about it later. Okay, wait. I decided to make a corner to corner patchwork blanket. In gingham style. So as you can see, I use 3 different colors of the same yarn. I use Valley, wait, how it's called? A Valley Yarns DK, 50-gram balls in 3 different colors, and I'm using a 3.5mm hook. The original pattern, or the tutorial pattern, or recipe, whatever you want to call it, used Stylecraft Special DK, which is much thicker. This is a thin DK yarn, I would say. So I need a little bit more yarn than I thought I would need, so I had to order some additional yarn, and I hope it will arrive soon so I can finish it by the end of the month. It's corner to corner, but it's corner to corner, but I crochet every square completely and then add the next square, but it's join as you go. I don't have to sew them together or anything, or crochet them together. I attach them as I go, but there are other corner to corner patterns where you have to use all the 3 colors at the same time as you go from this corner to the other corner. But I didn't want to do that, and I don't know why one should do that, because this way it's so much easier. It works like the Cozy Memories blanket, but in crochet, you know? So that's the way you attach the things, the squares. And I really like it. I really like this blanket. The yarn is ultra soft. It's machine washable and I think even dryable, which is important for me if I gift this someone with a baby, so you don't have to worry about these kind of things. Yeah, and I love the gingham pattern. I found this pattern on a website. I will link it down below, and I used a tutorial on YouTube. I will link it also down below. There are some different tutorials. One is from a guy, something with fiber spider or so, and I tried his tutorial, but it was, in my opinion, way too complicated, and he added so many steps that are not necessary and confused me. And then I used another tutorial, and the video quality is not the best, but you can see everything. But she explains it so perfectly, and it's so easy, and she does not have these additional steps. It's so easy. I really didn't think that I would be able to, after, let's say, after I have done every kind of square 2 times. So that means the first, then attaching to the left, then attaching on top, and then attaching to 3 existing squares. You know what I mean? It's like with the Memories blanket. You start with a normal cast on, long tail cast on, and make a mitered square. And then you have different styles to attach the square above, the square right next to it, and then the square where you only have to pick up without casting on. And it's the same here. And after I did this 2 times, I knew by heart what I had to do. I didn't have to look at the video tutorial, and I didn't think that I would be able to do that so quickly on my own. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I have this pattern on my radar for many years now, I think 2 or 3 years. And I decided a few months ago that I want to make this as a scrappy blanket for me as my Advent project, if it's realistic with a baby. But definitely I want to start a scrappy project like this. I'm thinking about holding fingering weight yarn double, use scrap and Advent calendar yarns. So I swapped 1 Advent calendar this year again. I don't buy one. Yeah, make my next scrappy blanket like this. I thought about making a fingering weight one, and I made a swatch, and I would have to use such a small needle again. I'm not quite sure. I'm leaning towards DK because it's much warmer. The merino yarn blankets in fingering weight aren't so warm in my opinion, especially crochet, because crochet has these holes. So I think I will do DK, and I swatched already and everything, so I'm prepared for when Advent is here. And now that I nearly have finished an entire blanket, baby blanket, I know the pattern by heart, and I can start immediately in Advent if I feel like it, even if I have my mommy brain going on and I'm sleep. Is it depraved? Depraved when you don't get sleep? So I am about to finish this row, and then I only have to add one other row and at the border, and I'm done. But I ran out of, or I'm running, at the moment I'm running out of this light pink yarn, and I will use it up, and then I have to wait until the next yarn arrives, unfortunately. And I hope it doesn't take so long. It comes from Britain, I think. They said yesterday that they shipped it already, so probably, I don't think it will arrive today or tomorrow, so probably Monday or Tuesday. Is it still September then? I don't know. Maybe it's even already October. But I probably can start the border around the finished sides already, you know? So I can start at least with that. I would say 1 square, I do 6 by 6 blocks, takes me approximately 20 minutes. Maybe I'm already even faster, but when I last checked I was 20 minutes, and I'm always watching or listening to something while I work on this. And yeah. How much did I use so far? I wrote it down. So I ordered 4 balls of the light pink, because that's the color you use the most. Because you use it in every row. 4 balls of the light pink, and I think I will need 5. So I ordered 2 more because I didn't only want to order 1. So I can make a hat or something for the baby as well in the future. 4. Then 2 of the dark pink, because you only need it in every second row. And 3 natural white. But I think I will need more. I'm not quite sure, but I think I will need more. So I ordered another one because I want to knit a border, crochet a border as well. The colors, everything is written down below, you know, in the description box. But I tell you, the colors are called 19 light pink, 20 persimmon. I've never heard that word before, and 2 natural. And pattern and the tutorial I followed, because the pattern, I used the pattern only for calculations and the gingham style, and I didn't use her instructions other than that. I used oh, there's a very cute dog. I'm sorry. I used the instructions from the video tutorial because it's so easy. And don't be intimidated, because it's a 3-part video tutorial, and the videos are each, I don't know, 20 or 25 minutes long, and you think, oh gosh, no, I don't want to sit through that. But I skipped often and played forward, and she explains it so for everyone that you can crochet along already if you already know where she's going. Yeah. And it's so soft, and I'm sure so my friend and the baby will enjoy it. First I thought this could be a nice Christmas present, but I will send it to her, I think, as soon as I'm finished with it, because it's already quite cold for the baby. We definitely have already fall temperatures in the evenings and in the mornings. And it can be intended for Christmas, but she can receive and use it earlier than that. Because why should the baby suffer through the cold months just because it was intended to be a Christmas present? So I'm sure she will get much use out of it and enjoy it. Well, now a little knitting plans segment. At the moment, so for this month, in our Telegram group, we have the prompt to knit something in fall color. So everything you knit in fall colors. And I have this bag filled with autumnal colors. This is not technically autumnal, but it's for German Day, for the Day of German Unity on October 3rd. But here are all the other pretty autumnal yarns. But because I'd started this baby blanket and wanted to finish it within this month, to get it off of my plate. I will knit through these in October for the next prompt, and it will fit the prompt as well. I don't tell you what the prompt is, but I think experienced knitters know what the prompt in my Telegram group for our knit along in October could be. So here is a 6-ply, so sport weight, Regia yarn. I knit coasters out of this yarn, but I think I would like to make a pair of socks and then use the restovers for coasters. Then I have this super pretty opal yarn, which wasn't a real collection, I think. It doesn't even have a colorway number. They made, I think, 2 different colors in this style with this mold effect, and I'm not sure. So when I was a subscriber, they wrote us an email and said, hey, here's this special yarn. If you want to have it, you can order it in addition to your subscription. I don't know if it was available for purchase for everyone, but I assume. Then this here was in my sock set. You know, I was using, it's called Lamberton. It's a city in England, I found out. And this is one of the 3 balls of the sock set, and the one I knit or started to knit already was my Christmas in July colorway. Oh, here it is. Here. This is the second of 3, and here is the finished sock. So the Christmas yarn is here in this bag just because, but here these are my autumnal yarns I'm looking forward to knit in October, at least some of them, and start my German socks. Yeah, that was a quick knitting plans segment. Let me check my notes. What's next? The German word of the day. The German word of the day is Sonntag. Sonntag is Sunday in English, and it's a word-by-word translation. So the day of the sun, the pagan god Sol Invictus, I think. So the how it's Invictus in English, unbeatable. You know, you can't beat him. You can't. Yeah, I don't know what this is in English. Sol Invictus. And the Sunday is very special, so der Sonntag is very special in Germany. You know, Kaiser Constantine, it's Emperor Constantine, the Roman Emperor, is that the right English term? Declared the Sunday in the year 321 or so as a free day. So a day where you are free of work. You didn't have to work. So the Christians were able to attend liturgy on that day and keep the free day, or how it's called, as suggested in the 10 Commandments. So the Jews have the Saturday and the Christians have the Sunday because it's the day of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And in many European countries, and definitely in Germany, this is a very sacred day. Well, most of the Germans don't see it as a Christian or sacred day, but they enjoy the free day, definitely. For example, if you have if you are allowed to work on Sunday, not everyone is allowed to work on Sunday, so your employee and employer, so your boss, can't force you to work on Sundays in Germany. But if you decide, okay, I will do the shift on Sunday, they have to pay you 50% more for that day. And that's the thing. Another thing in Germany is that you are not allowed to be noisy on Sundays the entire day. It's prohibited to, for example, mow the lawn or use the chainsaw or make other loud noises while working outside or indoors. If you decide to redo your first floor or so, I'm sorry, not on Sundays. You can paint the walls and so, because that's not noisy, but you can't hammer a nail into your wall or do something else like that on Sundays. if you live in a big, I don't know how it's called, in a house with many different flats where the walls are very thin, usually the contract also prohibits you to use the washing machine if it's very loud. You know, the cycling is and tumbling is, I think, is very loud. You can't do that on Sundays. I'm sure that sounds very restrictive for American ears especially, but I can tell you, I don't want to miss that. I really don't want to miss that, because Sunday is such a quiet day. It still is. Maybe in major cities where many shops have are allowed exceptionally to be opened, for example, touristic places and so on. But other than that, if you live in a normal small town or on the countryside, you definitely feel and hear the difference on a Sunday. It's so much calmer, quieter. It's lovely. You can't go shopping. Everything is closed. Everything is closed on Sunday besides gastronomy, so restaurants and bars and so on are open. Actually, I don't understand why, but it's open because it's not necessary to be open. But yeah, these are open, and pharmacies only have like a emergency thing. So if you have an emergency, you can call, so you can dial a certain number and you can get your medicine and so on, but you can't just randomly go into the pharmacy and say, oh, I need this and that. You have to, so that's only for special courses. Yeah, the gas stations are open, and for sure nurses have to work, doctors, policemen, firemen, that's obviously the case. And taxi drivers do that and do their work and so on, and bus drivers, so public transportation is still running. But other than that, so all the shopping and the normal working, the offices and everything is closed. And I love that about Sundays in Germany. I really love that. Every year some politician starts a discussion about the Sunday opening for Sunday openings for retail, and I'm definitely against it. I'm totally against it. We are a Christian country, and I think we should keep this tradition, which is 1,700 years old, since Constantine, that people don't have to work on Sundays. And it always affects people who really need the Sunday off. Usually in retail, many women work on the checkout, for example, in the supermarket, and they have children and they want to have at least one day with their family. One day off to enjoy family dinner together, family lunch together. Christians want to go to church and so on. Oh yes, if you have to work on Sundays, you have to get a substitution free day in the next week, or in the same week, I think. And it has to be as long, I think 11 hours long, so like the normal work day can be. So you can't work 7 days through. It's not allowed. Yeah, that's the Sunday. Tommy and I decided a month ago already, maybe it's even already a year, not to go out eating on Sundays anymore. I always felt it is wrong, because I don't have to work, so why should the waiter have to work, and the cook has to work, and the cleaning lady who is cleaning the toilets in the restaurant has to work? If the Sunday is from Christian perspective a demand from God that we should not work, then I think this should count for everyone. And I definitely see why doctors, nurses and so on have to work, but I don't see the point why restaurants have to be open. And now we decided, no, we will stop that now. We won't go out eating on Sundays. Probably if it's a very special case for us, for example, we are on the road and we don't have enough to eat, and the driving, so the route took us longer than we thought and we are hungry. Yes, in these cases we would go to a McDonald's. or something, yeah, a drive-in. But these traditional family gatherings on Sundays in a restaurant, not for us anymore. It doesn't feel right for us. And in the past, I hope we will do this again soon, because it was lovely. I think the Jews are very inspirational the word? Yeah, inspirational with how they keep their Sabbath. And not all Jews keep it the same way, I know that, but that they don't use electronics, for example, or most electronics, depending on which, is it denomination of Judaism? Is it also called denomination? Liberal Jews and Orthodox Jews and ultra-Orthodox Jews and so on. But the idea, for example, not to use the phone and your computer or your TV on Sabbath was very inspirational for Tommy and me, and so we decided to try this out for some Sundays. We did that. So we didn't, so we used electricity. But for example, I prepared our lunch and dinner the day before, so I didn't have to cook, but we warmed it up, okay? So we didn't keep the Jewish rules, but we took the idea of it. So not to work if we don't have to. So I can prepare the dinner and the lunch. I don't have to do that on Sundays. So we tried it. I prepared everything, the cake, the lunch, the dinner and so on. But I brewed coffee and boiled eggs, okay? And we didn't use any electronic devices. So no computer, so everything you need, so you need the internet for. We didn't watch a movie, we didn't listen to ebooks, to audiobooks, we didn't play video games. I think we didn't even listen to music, but I think that was a coincidence. We wouldn't be against that. And it was so lovely. It was so lovely. Tommy was reading to me and he was playing the guitar. I was knitting. I was reading on my own. We were talking, going for a walk. We went to church. And it was such a calm and recharging day that we decided the Sunday after, or the second Sunday after that, to do it again. And we will definitely do it again. I don't think, but maybe in the future, but as for now, I don't think we will do it for every Sunday. But probably, maybe when the baby is here, and yeah, probably. It's not bad to turn off all the devices. Or you can, for example, take the idea and say internet-free Sundays. That would be enough already. That would be enough. And we try to, another thing on Sundays, we try not to drive long, not to go on long car drives on Sundays. Because of the German law, for example, truckers aren't allowed to work on Sundays and drive on Sundays. So the best day to take a long ride to avoid traffic jams and so on is Sunday, because all the truckers are off the road. We used that too, but not anymore, because that's work too, to drive somewhere 10 hours to go on vacation. You don't have to do this on Sundays. You can drive there on Saturdays. Saturdays is a little less traffic too. So these are the things we tweaked a little bit for our Sunday routine, and this is this is our Sonntag, the German word of the day, Sonntag. And the calm of this day is called Sonntagsruhe, Sunday calm. Sonntagsruhe. That's very, very German. And that was a longer segment for word of the day as I thought it would be, but I love our Sundays. I love it. I love how we spend them, and I'm glad that Germany still keeps these laws. Yeah. Knit along. I talked about it, so I think I don't have to. If you want to be part of our knitting group and chat with us and knit along with us every month, a new prompt, just hop over in the description box below and click on the link on the Telegram group and you will be there. It's nice. It's a messenger. It's very low-key, very easy, and our substitute for Ravelry. Reading and watching. Let's do that first. Okay, I was binge watching Rizzoli and Isles, and I only have one or two more episodes to watch. And I didn't do that yet because this will be a farewell, and I don't like that because I really like the characters and the show, and I know it's the last season, the last episodes, and I'm dragging that a little bit because, yeah, it's always so sad. But I really like Rizzoli and Isles. It's definitely one of my favorite shows so far. I re-listened to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone because I had many sleepless nights and I didn't want to surf through the internet the entire night, so I decided to listen to audiobooks until I fell asleep again. And so I re-listened to Imagine Heaven by John Burke as well. I talked about this book in the past already. I can totally recommend this. It's about near-death experiences from a Christian perspective. And at the moment I'm reading The Hobbit. I paused for a while because I wasn't able to concentrate on reading a lot because of all the sleepless nights. And I was sick for a long time, and yeah, it was very exhausting, as I told you last time. But this morning I picked my ebook up again and started to reading it again. And at the moment I'm collecting books for when the baby is here. I will reread some books, and I need more easy to read books, but please, if you recommend me something, no love stories. If the love story is a small part of the book, okay, but please no young adult content, no romance books, no. I think they are all so cheesy, and I really don't enjoy love stories because usually these love stories are two young, good-looking people who fall in love, and that's the end. If I have to read a love story, I would be more interested in a couple that is already married for 10 or 20 years, maybe has some problems, and then find to each other again. That's a love story I am interested in. But all these, you know, all these other stories are and that's not my genre. So I'm looking for seasonal, heartwarming books which are easy to follow, so maybe not Dostoevsky or Tolkien or yeah, Tolstoy, or maybe not even Charles Dickens, besides his Christmas stories, because I think when the baby is here I won't be able to concentrate that much, but I will be breastfeeding a lot, and I won't watch TV and all that stuff during breastfeeding, so I need something to entertain myself if he's a cluster feeder or if the sittings take over an hour. So I thought audiobooks with my AirPods or my e-reader, because that's easy, I don't have to flip pages and I can use it in a dark room as well, would be the best option to keep me entertained and awake. Yeah, so if you have suggestions, please in the comments section down below. And now the last segment, InstaKnitNight and other questions. Today we have 3 questions. What is the most used item in your bag? My most used item in my bag. First of all, I usually have bags in my basket, and let's see if I have my tools box here inside. But I think it's on the living room, on the coffee table in the living room. So I don't have it here. So besides my knitting needles for sure, I would say it's my measuring. So the most used is my tiny pair of scissors, my darning needle or sewing needle, and a measuring tape. And if I knit a more intricate pattern that involves increases, decreases and that, my clicky row counter from Clover. These are the most used items. Even more than stitch markers and so on. Do those of you who live here in the US have any fun plans for the weekend? Oh, that was Labor Day weekend. So when you had Labor Day, I was totally sick, so I didn't have fun plans. But we have a plan for this weekend. So at the moment we can't go out on dates and so on, just because we want to be a little bit more cautious. I don't want to catch a flu, cold, cough or whatever before the birth at all. So we are very cautious at the moment and isolating ourselves a little bit, but we wanted to have something as a date night, and we decided to tomorrow on Saturday play an exit game. These are these riddle games. It's very much fun. An exit game, and get takeout Chinese food. I'm looking forward to that very, very much. And other than that, it will be a very cozy weekend. As every weekend, it's very cozy. I already baked Russian cheesecake. So it's a cheesecake with chocolate dough on top of it, under it and on top of it. And I will make chicken stew for us and a beef stew for Sunday. So we will eat very well. We will snuggle and cozy up. It's very windy, and in the evenings and in the mornings very cold. Sometimes it rains a lot. So perfect for a cozy weekend for reading and eating and knitting and watching a movie. Yeah. And the last question: have you ever yarn bombed anything or went to see a yarn bomb in person? I have never yarn bombed anything because I'm not an outlaw in this sense. I saw yarn bombed things in out and about, and when I saw it the first time I thought, oh wow, here are knitters. Some knitters are in this area. I love it. That was my first excitement. But usually yarn bombing doesn't look good. It's usually very cheap looking holy fabric around some poles or a traffic light or a tree maybe. And the problem is, after a few weeks it looks very dirty and not pretty anymore, and there is this thing, I know you don't, that doesn't damage anything. Usually they don't damage anything, but it's in public spaces, it's not their property, and they put something on there that usually doesn't look pretty. In most cases it doesn't enhance anything, and it's not your property. So no, I never did that, and I wouldn't be excited to participate in something like that. So I can't say I'm completely against yarn bombing, but I don't see the point of it, to be honest. I'm sorry. Maybe you have pretty examples, and if it's more artistic, I'm for it. But what I saw so far wasn't very impressive. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, that's everything for today. Now I need a break. I'm realizing that everything gets a little more exhausting day by day and week by week, because I'm very far along already. I'm in my on Monday I should be in my 35th week, and you know what that means. But I feel good. Last night I was able to sleep, not completely through the night, but I wasn't awake for 2 or 3 hours, and that was awesome. I felt like born again this morning. But I can't overdo it, because I realized after baking and cleaning, so baking the cake and cleaning the flat, I was a little exhausted already. But I decided to podcast now before I have the we say Nachmittagstief. It would be a German word of the day as well. Nachmittagstief, afternoon low. So that means in the afternoon usually most people have the least energy, and I knew that could be coming, so I decided to podcast now, and I think it could be already time for lunch. That's great. And then I will edit this podcast for you, and I hope that this will go out today or tomorrow for your enjoyment. I hope to hear from you in the nicht in the description box, in the comment section down below, or even in our Telegram group. There I'm most active. I installed Instagram on my phone again when I was sick and couldn't do anything, and I was laying on the couch and had pain and so on. But I'm about to delete it again because I'm feeling better. I'm more mobile again. I can do more things and concentrate on other things. And I realized as soon as I had this app on my phone, I was constantly scrolling, and yeah. And I don't want to do that. So I will delete it again and only access it on the PC. So I won't be that active anymore on Instagram. I'm most active on Telegram, in our lovely group, because they are only lovely people, only good news, no advertisements, no political discussions, no annoying content, only knitting, crocheting, cross-stitching, sewing, lovely ladies from all over the world, and it's so enjoyable. So maybe I will see you there. And if not, we will see each other probably in approximately 2 weeks for the next podcast. Bye bye!